Hey guys, so I saw this Twitter post, where this girl says, and I quote, "I once helped a nigga shop for a trip, and when he landed, he posted the girl he took out of town." And it's like, she's basically like saying like, I thought we were together, and it turns out he had a whole nother girl. This is a phenomenon that I seem to see particularly abundant within our own community. Black women, we, for whatever reason, have a problem with understanding how relationships work. And I think a lot of it has to go back to a lot of the things that Kendall and Chrissy and Crystalline have already said about how a lot of the knowledge about femininity and relationships are just not passed down to us from woman to woman, from generational matriarch to the next, right? And the courting process in the Black community is so ass backwards. I feel like it's gotten to the point now where we as Black women, what we'll do is we'll hang out with a nigga a couple times, okay? Boom, boom, boom. Y'all do something casual, but not too casual, right? Oh, y'all get dinner and go smoke or something, or y'all get drinks, or you know what I mean? Y'all get wings somewhere and ride around in his car or something like that. Y'all do that a couple times. Y'all start having sex. Y'all start having sex consistently. Y'all are texting pretty frequently, right? You're not texting him every day, and you're not texting him as much as you want because he's not your man, so you can't do that yet, right? You don't want to bother him and scare him off, right? But then you get used to this pattern, and then y'all start saying, "Oh, that's yeah, like I talked to him. That's the guy I talked to. That's my man." That's not your man, baby. That's not your man. And the courting process is so ass backwards in the Black community that what we have is a situation where so many Black women are essentially in relationships by themselves. They're in relationships by themselves. We want to talk about how, there's not enough Black men for us to date, and, that's causing a lot of big problems, and all these Black women are single. That's true too, but you want to know the other situation that I see? What I see is a community where there are not enough men for the women, and the women aren't really even sure where their status is in their relationships. So because they're unsure about what they think, and let's say there's one guy, right? His name is Mark, right? Tina's dating him. All these girls are dating him, right? And they all think that's their man because they all talking to him, but they don't know each other. All they know is, I see him pretty frequently. We fucking raw, likely. So that's my man. And that's why it never feels like there's not enough men to go around. Because there's so many different women who are in essentially relationships with themselves, all sharing the same man. So when I hear when I see these Twitter, these tweets and these TikToks, all I keep thinking to myself is, you did this to yourself. You did this to yourself, baby. Because Black women, we have a problem with just asking and saying, hey, are we in a relationship or am I single? We have a problem with being declarative about what we want in our relationships. We have a problem with being like, listen, if you're not serious about me, then I'm done with this. I'm moving on. We do all this half-ass shit, all these half-assery relationships, because we're too afraid to ask because we think we're going to hear a no. And then we settle for a nigga who we never really got a straight answer from, and then get our feelings hurt when we find out, that he wasn't really all the way real with us. And then what does he always say? What do they always say? Oh, well, you're not my girl, so... Well, we not together, so... You're not my bitch, though. Why you upset? And then y'all get all up in your feelings and talking about how he wasted your time. And then this nigga's telling you, nah, I didn't waste your time. You wasted your time. Then you get all upset. Y'all block him for a couple days. Y'all ignore him for a couple days. Then he'll hit you with the good morning or just be a little nicer than normal. And then y'all right back at it. Right back fucking at it. So I think that, you know, the courting process is backwards. And let me tell you how the courting process for me and how it is for a lot of non-black women that I know. Okay? You date a guy. You might be dating a couple guys. Actually, you probably are dating a couple of guys at once. You date them, right? They all take you out on legitimate dates, right? You know, you go on your first date. You don't touch him. You don't hug him. You don't kiss him. You just feel him out. See how you feel about him. And that's another problem that we have as black women. We go on these dates whenever we do get dates, and we're not trying to figure out if we like them. We're too busy worried about if they like us. Because us as black women are so used to not being liked, not being wanted, not being desired. That is what's been told to us. That's the lie that's been sold to us around the world. And so, you know, we get into, you know, the dating scene and we're just auditioning because we've always been taught that we're inadequate from the jump. So we got to do the most to get even half of what anybody else is, whether it be jobs, opportunities, or partners. And that's what we're seeing here. That's exactly what we're seeing here. So the first date happens. Then the second date, if you like him, right? You don't text him for a couple days after the first date. You don't blow him up. You don't even start blowing his line up until y'all have gone on a couple consistent dates and you really get to feel out his character. And the whole time you're asking him questions that matter. Questions that matter. You need to be asking questions. Don't be asking shit like what's your favorite color? What's your favorite TV show? Who gives a shit? Who fucking gives a shit? Seriously. Literally, you need to ask the hard questions first, and you intermingle those questions with fun questions too. Shit, you can ask them what their favorite. Oh yeah, I like Rick and Morty too. That's a great show. When was the last time you got into an argument with a woman? That's the question. Those are the kind of questions that get men off their guard. What? Because they're expecting you to say, "Oh, do you like your mom? What's your relationship with your mother like?" No, don't ask that basic shit. They're always gonna be like, "Yeah, my mom's the best." No. Okay. We got niggas out here who love the fuck out of their moms but still hate black women. So don't ask that question. You need to ask him, what was the last time you got into what was the last argument you had with a woman and what was it about? And watch him stutter. And the longer he waits to answer the question, that means that the last interaction he had with the woman was probably really bad. So he's trying to search back to one that's not as offensive and doesn't make him look as bad. Trust me on this. Okay? You need to be asking questions that matter. You need to ask him, how do you feel about, how do you feel about prenup? But you ain't gonna ask all aggressively. Just bring it up in casual conversation. Oh, how do you feel about the Kim and Kanye divorce? Oh, yeah, the Kim and Kanye divorce is quite unfortunate. Blah, 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 blah. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah, well, I know that, Kanye got a prenup. So, I mean, it seems like this divorce is going to be pretty amicable. Yeah, it probably will be. So what do you think? How do you feel about prenups? Just, that is how you do that shit. You intermingle pop culture and questions about who they are as in their personalities with questions with actual substance. So they don't feel like they're being grilled and they're not on the defensive. It takes a man an extra 10 seconds. I can't remember if it was 10 or 30 seconds to realize that a woman is a threat. Use that to your advantage when you're dating. Asking the right questions. Because they're not expecting you to. They're not expecting you to. They think that you're not about to ask those questions. So ask the fucking questions. And stop being afraid of what he's going to say. And I know where that comes from. I know another reason why. I was in high school at one point. I was in high school. And it wasn't that long ago. And one thing I remember very clearly was that, I went to a school that was, pretty mixed. But there was a lot of black people there. And one thing I very, very strongly remember was the feeling that, like, if you said or did something in front of a group of black boys that they didn't like, they were going to jump down your throat. Boy, shut the fuck up. Man, that's stupid. Look at this dumbass bitch. All that shit. And because of that, we're so used to being shut down. And that's not even just what high school. It happens all the time online, and just it happens all the time. Every time a black woman share an opinion, here come a nigga in the comments. Here come a nigga telling her that she wrong. No matter what, no matter how right she may be. Okay, this is a very common phenomenon, and we know this. So I know why y'all are hesitant to ask the questions, right? But you gotta start asking them so you can stop looking like a dummy bitch. 'Cause that's what y'all looking like. Y'all looking like dummy bitches, and then having the audacity to hop online trying to complain about this man. That was never your man. That was never your man. I do not see white women and Asian women exposing their L's like this on the timeline. It makes us look bad. It makes us look desperate. And it makes us look like an easy lick. It really does. So I need black women as a collective to think a little bit smarter, think a little bit clearer about what kind of decisions that they're fucking making when they don't ask these men the right questions, when they don't take relationships and boyfriends in the way that they want them seriously. And what I mean by that is, if you want a boyfriend, say that. You need to tell these niggas, if I'm not looking for anything casual, I want a serious relationship. You're gonna lose a lot of them, and that should be okay. And that's the other reason why a lot of black women do not want to admit that they want a serious relationship. They talking about marriage as a piece of paper, because y'all know that if y'all say that, y'all gonna lose out a large segment of black men. Because a large segment of black men are not going to settle down, because why would they? They have this massive surplus of black women to choose from that are all desperate to have a black man and will all audition to get a black man. It's a party for them. It's a party. Okay? When you got a whole group of women that when you say jump, they say how high, why on earth would you settle down? Why would you settle down? So a lot of these men aren't going to settle down. And because black women are not really ready to expand their options to all men, they're too afraid to say, yeah, I want a relationship. I know I deserve a serious relationship. Because they think that unless I'm the baddest, most light-skinned, most exotic-looking woman, I can't demand that from black men. It's true. I know how y'all think. I know how it is. And I'm saying y'all because I'm not a part of it. I'm a black woman, but I don't think like that. I know I'm good enough for any man. That's why I have one. And when he courted me, he had to court me. He had to court me. And the minute, and he wasn't just, I wasn't just dating him in the beginning. I was dating multiple men, and it was just like The Bachelor. Each week, another one's not getting their rose until it was just down to one, because that was the best option for me, and that's the one I wanted. So y'all need to be a little bit more careful as black women about not letting yourselves believe that you deserve something, because that's what the root of all of this is. Y'all won't ask and demand these men be your partners and be committed to you and make real commitments to you, because y'all don't think y'all deserve it. Y'all don't. Y'all think, I just got to get one more degree. I just got to lose 5 more pounds. No white woman is thinking that. You know, I saw a meme the other day, and it was like a picture of this white woman, and she had like more gums than she had teeth. I'm gonna try to find it. And the photo is this white woman. We've all met a white woman that looked like that. Just like had little tiny ass teeth, but big ass gums in you know what I mean, on her top row teeth. And the meme was like, why do bitches like this always got an engagement ring? And it's true. I don't know a single gummy-mouthed white woman who ain't engaged or married. They don't give a fuck. You think Rachel with the rolls and you know what I mean, isn't quite conventionally pretty is gonna wait to get her man. No, she's gonna find a man who will take her as she is, and she genuinely will 9 times out of 10. But black women, we don't think that we deserve it, or we think we gotta do the most before we can get it, before we can even get a little bit of it. So if you want to be in a relationship, if you know you want a committed relationship, then just start there by admitting it to yourself. So many black women, we don't even want to admit to ourselves what we think we deserve, because we're embarrassed, because we're so embarrassed. We're embarrassed because we have such little self-esteem and self-love. When you have such a tiny amount of self-esteem and self-love, demanding what you know you deserve, it doesn't just scare you, it embarrasses you, because you're just self-flagellating, right? Just whipping yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm not. Listen, you think the Latina woman, you've seen some of them Latina moms, they be looking crazy as hell. Their bodies be built like pancake batter. Just all, you know what I'm saying? Legs be skinny as hell, and then the muffin top be just spilling out all over their low-rise jeans. What are they always with the low-rise jeans? I don't get it. And a little t-shirt, and then they pulling on their t-shirt every 2 seconds. And they bending over, and you see they flat ass crack. Come on, we all knew a girl named Martha in our high school who was wearing low-rise jeans with way too many rolls popping out of her low-rise jeans, with a flat ass and some skinny ass legs and a weirdly big upper body. Come on, we all knew one. So yeah, but she married, right? She got multiple kids. She be sitting her ass at home, and her husband be, building shit, be working, figuring it out, and bringing that money home every motherfucking week. And they be at Disney World every goddamn year, right? Or at least every couple years. At Six Flags, doing something with the family, always with their family. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If other groups of women, non-black, non-white, or other, can get a piece of the pie, regardless of how they look, baby, black women can do it too. Because even if you don't think you look that great, if you think you just look average, whatever, at least you're going to look like that for the next 60 goddamn years. I'm sorry, Lord, I shouldn't be using your name. But listen, you guys, most of these women, even if they bad as hell and they non-black, they don't got that much time. They don't got that much fucking time. They only got 10, 15 years before they're ugly, before they start looking like wash rags, like bulldogs. But your average ass gonna look average for 60 fucking years. That's a win. That's a motherfucking win. Would you rather look like Nicole Kidman? Because she was bad for like 2 minutes, and then her whole face just dropped. Or would you rather be someone who's just looks the same for the rest of her life? You can improve upon that. You already got a good base. If you don't like the way you look, you got a good base, black women. No, don't let anybody convince you otherwise. And let me tell you something else. If you are considering dating out because you feel as though, there's just not enough options for you here, let me let you know something else about perfectionism and black women. So many black women that I know or meet who start wanting to date out are so overly concerned about whether or not non-black men are going to accept them for their hair texture, for their skin tone. And let me let you know something. If a non-black man wanted a woman with long, straight, silky hair, he can go get one. He can go get his counterpart. Whether he be Asian, Latina, white, right? He can easily get one. It's not like a black man who gotta fucking juggle a goddamn ball or start, fucking dancing on stage just to get a white woman. No, he ain't gotta do all that. He can just get one because that is his counterpart. When non-black men pursue black women, they are not trying to find one who looks non-black, who looks as exotic as possible. Only black men do that. Okay? They're not they know you have kinky hair. Duh. Everybody knows you got kinky hair. No matter how much black women try to hide it, everybody know it. So they're not expecting you to be, you know what I'm saying, having straight hair and light skin and keen features. They're not expecting that. If they wanted that, they would date that, because they can do that with ease. And I think that a lot of black women underestimate the fact that, the way it is hard for black men to have access to white women, and that motivates them to want to woo them harder, right? Getting them all these gifts, doing the most, trying to get them to date them. The truth is in reverse for you. All other races of men are interested. They just don't know that you're interested in them. Use that. Make them court you harder, because they know how hard it is to get access to you. Stop playing these reindeer games with niggas who are not considering you like that. It's you in this frenemy, you in this what is it called? Friends with benefit shit with the nigga. And y'all never even discussed it being a friends with benefit situation, because y'all be damned if you tell that nigga, oh, I'm also seeing other men, even though he's seeing other women. Now he got a problem with that. And realistically, you want to know the truth? If you are one of those girls right now in a situationship with a nigga right now, okay, I want you to know one thing. You're not gonna like this, and you're gonna say, oh, that's so broad, you can't make that assumption about all of them. But you know the truth? If you are in a situationship with a nigga right now, I guarantee you he is giving the most attention out of all of the women that he's dating. Between you and all the women that he's dating, the one who's given the most attention to is whichever one of y'all is the lightest skinned and the most exotic looking. So while you're sitting here wondering why this nigga is not texting you back and not responding to you, you better believe that there is a 99% chance the reason why he's not responding to you is because he is giving his time, attention, and emotional investment into whatever lightest skin exotic woman will give him the opportunity and give him the chance. That's all I gotta say today. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, but that's all I gotta say today. I don't know how soon I'm gonna drop another video, I'm gonna be honest, because I do see myself as someone who is truly divested, someone who doesn't really care about what's going on in the black community anymore. I'll jump in every once in a while to just add a little something from my perspective, but for the most part, I don't see myself getting involved on these issues seriously, because there's so many bigger platforms that do it, and the commitment, I don't like being angry all the time. And when you're so invested in this movement of getting other women divested, it will make you angry. The amount of dumb assery and bullshit you see will absolutely make you angry. So, but I will drop another video probably soon, because I do have a couple more things I want to say, a couple topics that I technically have recorded but never dropped. And so I might just unleash all of that at once. So if you guys are interested, please let me know in the comments. Please, get yourself together. Spring is coming. Go whatever state you're in, go ahead and register to get vaccinated. That's another thing I want to tell black women. Black women, if you are a single black woman who is working a job and maybe teleworking, or has a job and has their sick leave that they haven't used, or their vacation time they haven't used yet, go ahead and register for the vaccine and take advantage of the fact that all the flight prices are dirt cheap right now. And go ahead and travel this summer and figure out what the hell it is you want in this world.